There's a major pushback against self-driving automobiles. Cruise, the autonomous vehicle operator owned by General Motors, has been asked by the California Department of Motor Vehicles to bring down the size of its operations, especially in San Francisco, following a crash of an emergency vehicle. The news came after Cruise driverless taxi collided with a fire truck in a San Francisco intersection on August 17th. Since then, they have shut down all of Cruise in California because of not just this, but because of other things. Authorities said that the fire truck was in Code 3 emergency mode, which means its red lights and sirens were activated at the time of the crash. The autonomous taxi had one passenger inside who was taken to a local hospital with injuries that are not considered life-threatening, thank goodness. But wait, I thought self-driving cars were about safer driving. But there's more. Driverless vehicles promise a future with less congestion and pollution, fewer accidents resulting from human error, and better mobility for people with disabilities. That's what supporters say. But every now and then, one of these cars runs into trouble in a way that casts a bit of doubt on the bold future. How about this one that happened just a few months ago in San Francisco, where a driverless car somehow drove into a city paving project and got stuck into wet concrete? I'm not joking. In wet concrete. It's a front-wheel drive vehicle that actually got stuck in the concrete as workers stood there shocked. Some of the people watched stating, "I was kind of pleased to see this because it illustrates how creepy and weird the whole driverless car thing is about," and consumers are pushing back. Very interesting, because that's a big part of the success of autonomous vehicles. The incident happened just days after California regulators agreed to expand driverless taxi services in San Francisco, typical government not realizing what's going on the ground. But despite these safety concerns, local officials and community activists were supportive at the time. In a 3-to-1 vote that happened a few months ago, the California Public Utilities Commission, which regulates self-driving cars in the state, gave Cruise and Waymo permission to offer paid rides anytime during the day and throughout the day in the city. Though driverless cars have not been blamed for any serious injuries or crashes in San Francisco specifically, there have been involved in several jarring episodes. And don't forget that incident that happened with a Waymo vehicle that killed someone crossing the street in Arizona just 2 years ago. Other situations were a mess too. As many as 10 Cruise driverless cars stopped working near a music festival in San Francisco. It was confused in the North Beach area, causing traffic to back up and cause a huge traffic jam. In January of this year, a Cruise vehicle entered an area where firefighters were working and did not stop until the firefighters started banging on its hood and smashing the vehicle's window, according to city records. In May, a driverless Waymo car blocked a fire truck while it was backing out of the station. These are serious issues. Driverless car companies have strongly defended their safety records, and it's foolish to expect that driverless cars are operating perfectly. The cars, like any new technology that relies on machine learning, needs to operate in real-world conditions in order to improve and to learn. However, nothing replaces a human paying attention on the street and making immediate decisions. And as I've been saying, there are huge factors that will stop self-driving cars or autonomous vehicles or AV cars in our lifetime. AVs can be hacked, and there have been reports of researchers hacking cars and simply putting stickers on typical street signs. The researchers have found that they can exploit vulnerabilities in the car's visual classifying system. In this particular case, it turned a stop sign to look like a 45-mile-per-hour sign to the vehicle. And that's some of the simple-to-make hacks from a sticker. People are putting pylons on the hoods of these cars. They get confused. They think they've hit something. But hackers can also break into the grid, and that would be a much bigger disaster. Then we have ethical issues. Cars come with them, believe it or not. Just like anything created by human beings, when you drive, you make thousands of mini decisions. Researchers are trying to help those cars figure out what to do when it's making those ethical decisions. For instance, should a car save the driver or 4 kids crossing the street? In a simulation created by a group out of MIT called the Moral Machine, not really a big fan of that, brings some of these scenarios to the public. And the other ethical issues with autonomous cars include privacy issues and liability concerns. But then we have profit matters over safety. The companies are thinking profit, not your safety. Sure, they make lower accidents and reduce emissions, but the real reason companies are doing this is for profit. There's still a bunch of technology, ethical, and regulatory issues that have not been ironed out, and accidents and other issues are still a huge problem, particularly on bridges and in bad weather, in city traffic, and high-speed circumstances. Weather is a huge factor, especially rain and snow that can block all the sensors, and then the vehicle can't even make decisions. We also have communication breakdowns. While much of driving is paying attention and avoiding obstacles, a large part of driving is communicating with other cars. Turn signals, brake lights show your intention to other drivers. You may need to wave to someone to let them go through a stop sign ahead of you for whatever reason. But automated cars are still struggling to communicate with each other, and that is a serious issue. And drivers like driver assistance features to keep them safer on the road. However, recent studies have shown that drivers want the controls in their vehicles and not get into self-driving cars, especially one without pedals or a steering wheel, because I'm out on that as well. We are far, far away from self-driving cars becoming the mainstream. We'll be watching and reporting on these developments. Are you interested in a self-driving car? I really want to hear what you're thinking. Put that down in the comments below. If you like this video, give it a like and subscribe for more videos like this one. You can support our channel by buying me a cup of coffee. The link for that is in the description, plus all the links for our website, social media, the book, and my podcast. I'm Lauren Fix. Thank you so much for watching.